everyone, and welcome back to the Real Positive Girl podcast. My name is Sabrina. Welcome back. Happy Thursday to you all. Just a reminder that the theme for this week and the topic for the whole week is helpful journal prompts, which also includes questions to consider, think about during quiet time, meditation time, whatever you like to do. And today, specifically Thursday, we are going to be talking about the prompt, what area of your life makes you feel the best. But before we jump into that, again, welcome. Happy Thursday. If you are new around here, I love Thursdays. They're my absolute favorite. And it really dates back to probably like a decade now that I started offering prayer on Thursdays, specifically online. And I was like, anyone need prayer? Let me know, because I really enjoy praying. And I don't know why I chose Thursdays. I think I've always like really vibed with that day. And it doesn't mean that I don't pray for people on other days, because even today I prayed for someone at church, at my small group. But the point is that I just like Thursdays, and that's just the day I chose. And so I feel like things just evolved from there, and I just like Thursdays. And I feel also it's because you're so close to the weekend, yet there's just enough time for you to get caught up on work and feel like you've accomplished a whole crap load of things before you dive into the weekend, and you don't have so many things like hanging over your head, like, oh man, what else do I have to do? So yeah, that's why, and like thinking about how much work you have to do when you go back to work on Monday, you know what I mean? So anyway, I love Thursdays. I hope that you're having a fantastic day, whether your day is just beginning, in the middle, or towards the end. Just a reminder that if you're having a tough day or just a stressful day, or things are just coming at you, I encourage you to take the 5-minute reset, which is to take at least 5 minutes to be by yourself. Take more time if you have it, but take 5 minutes to reset, reboot, restart your day. Right then and there, you're kind of drawing a line in the sand saying, okay, I'm going to leave whatever happened before this in the past. I'm not going to let it bother me. I'm not going to let it hang on me and burden me for the rest of the day. I'm going to move forward. And it's just really helpful to kind of just, let go of those things that have just kind of been giving you a stressful day, but you still want to enjoy your day. So you just restart it right then and there. It also gives you an opportunity to take a break from any burdens, issues, problems that you're dealing with, and even problem solve any direct problems that you're having with someone else or in another fashion. Come up with a resolution, take that back to the problem, resolve it, and move on with your life. I also always encourage everyone to create a list of at least 4 things that you are grateful for. That can be big things, small things, medium-sized things. Maybe you're grateful that you were finally able to unpack a bunch of boxes if you just moved, or maybe you are moving and you're grateful that you had the discipline to sit down and pack a bunch of stuff, or maybe you're grateful that you were able to get together with friends, or that you are able to travel during upcoming holidays, or that you caught a really good sale online. It doesn't matter what it is, and you see like the difference of the importance, I guess, based upon your own personal preferences of like all those different things I just named. It doesn't have to be these big, extraordinary, profound things that you're grateful for. Those are super duper important, but it's just the knowledge that you can be grateful for literally anything, which means the list will never run out. It's amazing. So you always have something that you can be grateful for. And last but not least, make sure that you're feeling at least neutral, if not positive, about the rest of the day, because despite what you're going through, you just named 4 things that you're grateful for, so you still have amazing, positive blessings happening in your life that you should focus on, because that will really help you get through those crappy, negative times that you may be currently experiencing. However, I do hope that you're having a fantastic Thursday. Again, like I said at the top of the show, we are still talking about helpful journal prompts, or meditation prompts, quiet time prompts, whatever you want to classify it as personally for you. And today, Thursday, the prompt is, what area of your life makes you feel the best? And let's just jump right into it. This is a fun question because it helps you reflect on the things that bring you life, bring you joy, and bring you happiness, which is amazing. And I think that if we just need to spend more time really focusing on these things. And maybe you are having a hard time identifying anything bringing you joy or happiness in your life because you are allowing the negative in your life to overshadow those joyful things. Again, you are allowing the negative in your life to overshadow those joyful things. And sometimes joy is harder to see and feel, which is why sometimes you have to just choose joy and the feeling of it will follow. And I personally had to do this week. I had to choose joy. And let me tell you, it made all the difference in my day. And I know that it can be really hard when you feel like your emotions and feelings are on a roller coaster constantly, and you're having a hard time managing them, and you don't even know how you're going to feel an hour from now. Believe me, I understand what you're going through. I myself struggle with that. However, the week was already stressful for me, and it was like 11 out of 10 stressful one of these evenings. And so I went to bed feeling so down the dumps, just rock bottom, it almost felt like. So the next day, I was like, I am not going to let this hang over my head. I am not going to do what I always do, which is worry and obsess over what happened and how 20 different ways how I could have avoided it and what I need to do now to people please and try to fix the situation by giving up any of my power or feelings or my sense of self-worth and just try to fix it. And honestly, the problem didn't need to be fixed. It's like an ongoing struggle that is being worked on. But if I just spend too much time looking it directly in the eye, it'll probably make it worse, not better, if you know what I mean. So I decided that I was just going to wake up and I was just going to choose joy. I just decided out of nowhere, to be honest with you. And I honestly think, I say out of nowhere, but I think honestly it was God just leading me to be like, Sabrina, you just can't wallow in what happened. You can't. So I just decided, okay, you know what? I'm feeling kind of crabby, but I don't want to feel crabby. I am just going to choose joy. I'm going to do my best to enjoy my day, and not in like a make-believe fake way. Because when you fake happiness, and you're just like, I'm just going to pretend to be happy and that'll be the way that I get through the day. No, I truly just jumped into it. I was like, okay, today's going to be a great day. I have so many blessings in my life despite any negative things. I am going to find ways to relax. Actually, I did meditation for the first time. I found more joy in parts of my work, which had been struggling a little bit with finding that joy that I initially got when I first started my job. And I even found joy in some of the chores I had to do around the house, which lately I'd been grumbling and stressing over. But I just let it go, and I was just like, you know what? This is something I have to do, but I really get to do it because I had the luxury of being able to buy the food, and now I need to wash the dishes or put them in the dishwasher, or I should be grateful I have a dishwasher now to stand here and scrubble the dishes. Or when I had to go into the garage and, pile up all the cardboard for garbage day or break down all the styrofoam and put that in bags. And I was like, you know what? I am grateful that I was able to purchase all of this furniture and all of these items. And it's fine that I have to, clean up the mess that it comes in to be shipped to my house. And that's fine, and just living my life with joy and happiness and appreciation and gratitude to the next level. And it really helped me. And I found myself smiling and being happy and being content and it being fine. And even though I had a busy day, it was fine. I even had to skip my lunch break because of something that happened during work, and that was fine. I wasn't upset about it at all whatsoever. And it was great. So I just wanted to tell you that my experience from it, because it is such a game changer if you just choose it. If you just choose it. And maybe sometimes, like I said, sometimes it's just harder. Joy is harder to see and feel, which is why sometimes you have to just choose the joy and the feeling, the actual true feeling of it will follow. You just have to like jump on board, dive head first and be like, how can I just truly enjoy my day, truly from the bottom of my heart, and then go with it. And it can really help you just to kind of get out of that funk if you are in it, if you are wallowing, if you are feeling stress, it just melts away. So I encourage you to try it. And I am trying my best these days to focus in on the positives and more happy things in my life, because only seeing the negative will keep you down, like I mentioned. Plus, blessings abound for all of us if we choose to see it that way. You have to actually choose that, because we're not all going to wake up happy-go-lucky, and we're not all going to wake up in the best mood ever. And I'm not saying that you're a bad person or you're doing it wrong because you're waking up feeling like a grumpy or upset or whatever it is. However, I know that you'll get more done and you'll feel better if you try to change your attitude sooner than later and do realize that blessings abound for you. You just have to choose to see them and put them in the forefront, as opposed to all these negative things that are making you feel like you're drowning, right? When actually you are like hovering above water and, enjoying the sunshine, not feeling like you're being pulled down into the depths of the ocean kind of situation. So you have to choose how to see it, and then the feelings of that will follow. But I think this question is also a reminder of what you should spend more of your time on to create a more fulfilled and joy-filled life. Wouldn't you agree that it will help you to realize, wow, these things are amazing. They bring me so much happiness. I should focus and hone in more on those things. And I believe that if we are continually reminding ourselves of the amazing things that bring us joy in our life, we will be able to focus on those things so much easier and more often. More often, those positive things will come to the forefront of our mind. And I'm not saying that you're pretending that the bad things or the negative things or the tough, hard things aren't there and that you're just going to avoid them. Absolutely not. We all have to deal with pain, and we all have to deal with hard experiences, and we will have to find some sort of resolution to those things and, go through the emotional process. So I'm not saying you have to be happy-go-lucky 110% of the time. What I'm saying is that more often than not, you should choose that joyful route, because it'll make that difficult ride a little bit easier. It'll also help give you a distraction and a bounce back so that you are able to be more resilient when those hard things come along, right? You're not going to just immediately wallow and like sit in your pit and be upset. You're going to be like, okay, this has happened. What are we going to do? Yes, I'm feeling these emotions. Yes, I can express them. I'm going to do that. But then I'm going to switch back and realize all the amazing blessings and joyful things that are in my life that I'm going to choose to focus on and enjoy, so that I don't have to deal with the pain all the time. You know what I mean? So it's just something to consider. And so here are some ways for you to identify if whatever it is really is the best. Like if you are thinking about all the things in your life and I'm like, I don't know how to identify what that best thing is, because maybe they all feel really great, or maybe they all just feel at the same level, mediocre to you. But here are some ways. I just have 4 ways. I'd actually count 4 ways. And there are more out there. There are definitely more ways. Obviously, this is not a conclusive list, like it never is, but these should help you. So the first one is you actually want to do it, not that you have to. So you know how you have to go to work, right? You have to make money somehow to pay for your bills, more often than not, unless you have a trust fund or something like that. But that doesn't mean that it's not your career that's your best thing in your life, but it just means that it needs to be something that you actually want to do, not that you have to do, right? So if you have to go to work, and you don't, that's not like your favorite thing, but you enjoy it enough, that's probably not the best thing, right? It needs to be something that you actually like want to look forward to doing, excited about doing. It needs to be that, not something that you are obviously begrudging doing, don't want to do, not looking forward to, none of those things, right? So that's an obvious one, but it's one I needed to bring up because it has to be something that you actually genuinely want to do. The next one is that it takes your full attention happily. So you want to actually do this thing. You're fully immersed in it. I've mentioned this in another episode before. You will lose time while you are engaged in that activity or whatever it is. Like you will maybe forget and pass by some sort of meal time, or you will lose time and realize that you need to rush off and do something else, or you just really want to fill your whole day with that activity. It is just so, just encompasses your attention so fully because you enjoy it that much. That would be a good indicator of something that's like the best. The next one is you feel a quick sense of reward. So you are going about doing whatever this thing is and you just feel so rewarded, just the fact that you're able to do it, or you feel like you're hitting milestones so quickly, and you just feel the sense of reward that you are lucky that you're getting better at it, or that it just keeps continuing to get better. You just feel that quick sense of like you have accomplished the best thing ever, and your blessings continue to come out of that thing. So you just feel like that you've been rewarded, and you are continually being rewarded in this thing. And the last one is that it's both a challenging and creative outlet. So I would definitely want you to know that it's not necessarily going to be an easy thing. It's going to be something that does challenge you in the best way. And because anything that's super easy or that you don't learn anything from doesn't generally last long, right? So if you actually reflect back on anything that you've done and you didn't find, and it's something that you gave up on, it's probably because you didn't really learn anything, or you weren't really interested, or it just didn't grab your attention. But it didn't even challenge you either. And I'm not saying it has to challenge you to a level of frustration or stress or having to super study, unless that is your thing. I know there's a lot of people that are deeply into studying in academia. That's totally fine. I was definitely one of those people. But it does challenge you, and also provides a creative outlet for you to express that part of yourself and to use that part of your brain. So it's just this amazing combination, and that would be a good, if you feel like it's fulfilling both of those things, challenging and creative, then that's a good indicator that it's one of the best things that's happening in your life. So also here are some examples of places that you might identify as the best parts. Obviously, again, not a conclusive list, just a couple ideas that I wanted to give to you, because before I go through my list, there are definitely lists out there that talk about having your first child, having your first kiss, getting married, all of those things. But the list that I'm about to give you is more broad, not those specific events, because those specific events are definitely going to be different for everyone. So I just wanted to give you a couple generalized ones for you to maybe dig a little deeper into those and consider it. So the first one is your career. Maybe the best thing about your life is your career. Maybe you're in love with your career. Maybe you just adore it. It's something that you studied hard for. It's something that you went to school for. It's something that you worked so hard to get to, that you are so grateful for it. You enjoy getting up every single day and doing it, despite it being hard at times and challenging and not what you expected, but you continue to push forward. You continue to do it with so much joy. Even on your worst days, you are excited or happy or just fully content with doing it. That would be some indicators. The next one could be your relationship. Maybe the best thing in your life is your best friend, right? Maybe you enjoy spending so much time with them, or maybe it's with your siblings, or maybe it's with your parents, or maybe it's with your partner or your spouse. It could be any of these kind of relationships or any other type of relationship. Maybe those are the best things because you just get along so well with that person. You just connect. You're able to be open and honest and really be a sounding board for each other and really help each other filter some strong emotions that you might have, and just have fun together, but also be a little bit opposite so that you balance each other out. So it could be relationships. The next one is your health routine. So maybe it's the way that you decide to eat, or maybe it is the exercises that you choose to do, or maybe it is like the mental health activities you decide to take part in. Whatever it is, maybe those are the best things. Like, for example, maybe it's your morning run, or maybe it's meal prepping because you enjoy like the vegan, vegetarian, whatever, or just regular carnivore lifestyle, and you really enjoy the cooking and preparing of healthy meals. Maybe it's meditation, or maybe it's reading certain self-help, motivational, inspirational books. It could be so many different things. Your health routine is definitely a very, very, very broad category. So that's why you can pinpoint so many things in there. But maybe those are the things that are the best in your life, bring you so much joy. You look forward to your morning run. You look forward to your morning meditation, yoga, whatever it might be, and you just love it and adore it. That's great. The next one is maybe, and I know this is going to seem like a random one, but it's one. So the next one is how you manage your finances. Maybe you adore the way that you set up your budgets. Maybe you love the fact that you're able to save so much money or save up for different things that you want to do, like a vacation or a new car or a new home or whatever it may be. Maybe you're just truly happy with the way that you manage your finances and how you have everything in order, and you have a good credit score, and you're really just preparing yourself for being able to accomplish so much in the future because you have your financial game on point. That could definitely be the best thing in your life. Second to last one is your hobbies. So obviously, this could be so many things. Maybe you like to play the guitar. Maybe you like to sing. Maybe you like to do photography, videography. Maybe you like to swim, Maybe you like to go hiking. Maybe you like to train dogs. I don't know what it is. I don't know. But if one of your hobbies just brings so much joy and happiness into your life, and that's the best thing, then that's fine. It could be there. So, and again, I'm naming all of these things because it'll hopefully help you draw out what those things are if you are having trouble identifying them. Or if you know one and you're like, well, I only have one, and you're like, oh, but should I have more? You can think in all of these, generalized categories and be like, oh, well, maybe it could be that, because maybe you didn't realize it could be something super random that you didn't think about, right? And the last one that I want to mention as an example is your goals and your dreams. So I know this sounds like, how could that be the best thing? Well, maybe you have a really big goal and you've created a timeline of different milestones and events you want to hit. And maybe like the actual event of going after those things and accomplishing them is one of the best things that's happening in your life right now. And let me say this, I should have said this at the beginning, but it's your best things in your life can change over time. It's not going to forever be the same thing, right? It could be, but then it could be that one same thing and then a couple other things on the side change periodically, or they could all change periodically depending on the season of life you're in and what you're going through. So I definitely want you to understand that it's not always going to be the same, but that's why it could be your goals and your dreams. Maybe you're super into law of attraction, manifestation, so you create like a vision board and you like create your lists and you're manifesting all of these things, and that's like the best thing in your life, like actually going through the process of figuring out what your goals and dreams are and actually believing in them and practicing the law of attraction and then going through those things. Maybe that's the best thing in your life because you are so devoted to that cause of making those things a reality. That's totally fine. And any of these things could be the best things, and I'm not here to identify that for you. I'm just here to help you identify what area of your life makes you feel the best. And that's all I have to say about it, you guys. That's really all I have to say about it. So take the time to identify these things, as it will contribute to your daily joy and contentment. So, okay, you guys, well, that's it. Thank you so much for listening to the Real Positive Girl podcast. Again, my name is Sabrina. Please check the description box for notes for the show, where you can find me on Instagram, my email address, and I hope that you come back and listen to the last episode for this week for the journal prompts. And I hope that you have a really good rest of your day. Again, thank you so much for coming to listen, downloading, telling your friends, sharing the show. I truly, truly appreciate it. But until next time, have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.